Happy Monday! Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm here today for Make It Monday, live with Pamela, where I show you how to scrapbook, preserve your memories, while creating a 12 by 12 two-page layout or spread, however you like to call that. And today I am super excited to be sharing a brand new scrapbooking workshop designed by Stampin Up that will feel very familiar to those of you that are former Close to My Heart customers and makers. I'm so excited about this, that Stampin Up has brought over the style of scrapbooking that we have been doing, 25 years with Close to My Heart. That's how long I was with Close to My Heart before they closed. I just celebrated 25 years with them last December, just prior to the announcement. So please say hello. Let me know where you're viewing from, if you're joining me today. I would appreciate a like, a follow, a subscribe. And we will get started. So this week, for the entire week, I will be using this collection, the Autumn to Remember. I will be doing today a two-page scrapbook spread, 12 by 12. And then on Wednesday, I have my story and sketch where I will use this same collection to create an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page for my story and sketch. And on Friday, we will create some fun folds because this collection also comes with a beautiful stamp set. It's primarily geared for scrapbooking, but a lot of these images will work wonderfully for cards. So let me open that up and show you. And even the sentiments that are in here, they're large, but you could still use them on scrapbooking. And I might grab another stamp set to use for the fun folds on Friday. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. I have quite a few things linked in the description. I have the workshop kit linked in the description. You can actually purchase, let me walk that through here from the Scrapbooking Brochure. This went live September 4th, and it includes 4 scrapbook workshops. Good morning, Lori. Thanks for saying good morning. Hope you're doing well out there in California. Curious if you felt any of the earthquakes. I don't really recall exactly where you are in California. So anyhow, this has some great workshop kits in it for scrapbooking. We have the Reindeer Memories, which coordinates with the Reindeer Days. That was featured in the mini catalog. So you can kind of see some of that here. You can download this off my website when you go right up here too at passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net. Then we have Snowy Days. I'm excited to play with that one. There's the stamp set that goes along with that one. There's also one that features Halloween. So if you still have little kids or have Halloween photos to scrapbook, this would be a great one. Again, it comes with a stamp set that coordinates with it. And then this is the one that I'm doing today, the Autumn to Remember. So this is the workshop kit. I'll walk through the features of that with you, and I'm going to create one of the 12 by 12 layouts here today. And then here is where you can purchase. You can get just the Designer Series paper with a sticker sheet, or just the Designer Series paper with no sticker sheet. You can get the stamp set that's featured here, along with, if you haven't heard, we are now carrying two-tone cardstock, which is similar to what we had with Close to My Heart. So one side is the full color, and they are in Stampin' Up colors. And then the other side is a lighter tone of that color. And then the inside, the core, is white. So when you tear it, it's white. So thankful and grateful that Stampin' Up has embraced our way of scrapbooking from close to my heart. All right, so just a reminder, the mini catalog is available now through the end of December. If we still have products after December, I believe they'll still be available. Some might be retired. I'm not 100% sure about that, but so far out of here, I have worked with this suite, The Season of Elegance. I actually have a scrapbook workshop now that is available. Let me see if I have my flyer or I can at least share the front of the guide here. So these are my pages for my scrapbook workshop. It is available if you go to, I'm not sure if I have the link in my description, but I have a whole private Facebook group, Passionate About Scrapbooking Workshops, I think is the name of it. If you need a link, let me know, and I will include it in the description after the live. But that's available. If you want a pre-cut kit, you have to place your order by tomorrow. So that's September 17th. Those details are in my newsletter. They were in my newsletter along with my Facebook group. So a minimum purchase is required for that. And then you can also just purchase the PDF guide along with the videos that I've created showing you how to put the pages together as well. So there's a few different options that you can choose from. So wanted to make sure to let you know about that. And then what's the other? Here's the one I did last week, was Nests of Winter. So I still have, I think I might do the Reindeer Days. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I probably won't do that till the first week of September or October. I've skipped it somewhere. It's in here somewhere. The Reindeer Days. There it is. That one's going to be coming up. Not sure what I'm doing next week. So I guess next week will be the last week of September. And so I might do something fallish. We'll see. All right. So again, we have our annual catalog. You can find everything that's in here online, along with a lot of online exclusives. So when our online exclusives are not in any catalog or brochure. So you'll want to go check out my website up here at passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net, and you can look under the menu for online exclusives and see all the beautiful products that we have that are exclusively online. All right, so let's get busy. This is the Autumn to Remember Scrapbooking Workshop kit. I think I have only the kit in here. I did have some two-tone cardstock combo pack, but I think I got it out of here. Feels awfully thick in here though, so we'll see. I'm not going to do the entire workshop. I'm just going to create this page right here for you. So if you're not familiar with scrapbooking, you've only been with Stampin' Up and been doing cards and things like that, then I figured this would be a really neat way to introduce you to this. Those of you that are familiar with Close to My Heart, you've done these workshops before, it'll feel super familiar to you. So I am just going to cut the pieces for this workshop right here. Normally I would go through and cut all my pieces, but I'm going to save some of the paper for my projects for Wednesday and Friday. And then I'm going to order myself another pack of paper so that I can complete these pages down here as well, which I should have done at first, but I forgot. All right, so we've got an awesome workshop guide here. It gives you cutting diagrams for all the papers to create all these pages right here. Super simple, and I'll show you a little bit how that works. And then as you walk through, here's the 2 pages that we'll make, and it gives you step-by-step instructions of how to assemble them, but I'm going to show you how to do that myself today. So just to give you a quick, simple, making scrapbook easy. And then I've got these Stampin' Rights. These aren't the ones that are featured in the materials needed. It calls for the Regal Stampin' Rights, which is Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, and Old Olive. I think I have the Old Olive ones, and I'm not even sure where they'll be used in here yet, so we'll see if I even need them today. I've got my photos already pre-printed. I do need to, real quick, I'm going to, this one's ready to go. It was a 4x6. I used my printer to, and the option for a border. I really like that because I don't have to use extra paper, and it helps pop that off the page. And then these are 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 images, and I'm going to cut them at 3x4s. So I think I figured out the other day, if I cut at 5 on here, that I cut at 5, and I switch it around, and I cut at 4. I get just about the perfect width all the way around. So show that to y'all so y'all can see that. Okay, and then this way, I think I need to go to 3.5. And then I can measure at 3 right there. Got a little frog in my throat today, more than normal. All right, so I'll do that on both of these real quick. I like to start landscape mode cutting like that first. Seems to be easier. Good morning, Deborah. Thank you for joining me and saying hello. Or good morning. Okay, so I'm going to measure at 3.5 and then at 3 when I flip it around. Okay, so those are my photos. Only 3 photos on this whole layout. However, if you used flip flaps, you could totally add more. So, but I decided I wouldn't do that today because I've got 2 other layouts to do. All right, so I'm going to walk you through how to do this. We're going to start with this pretty paper. Let me show you what's in the kit real quick, though. So you're going to get 2 sheets of each pattern. This workshop kit just comes with, I guess it's 6 patterns. So you get 3 patterns on one side, and then when you flip it over, there's your 3 other patterns. So a total of 6 DSP sheets. So there's, I'll just flip these over so you can see the different designs on it. Love that. I think that's like a early espresso and some pecan pie. I think we have Cajun Craze, like in the boxes here. There's a nice trees background. And then Old Olive, I believe this one is. So that's actually the pattern paper. When you buy just the DSP pack by itself, I think you get 4 sheets of each of these. Okay, so like, yeah, so there'll be 4 front and back, if that makes sense. All right, we'll work on that, cutting that in just a second. Let me show you what else is in here. This is exclusive to the workshop kit. Sometimes they will include extra pattern paper. So this is one of those, and they're not printed on the back side, just on the front side. So you can see we have several. There's 4 actually exclusive patterns in here. So that'll be fun to use. I think some of these might be like bases to some of the layouts. We'll see here in a minute. You get a sticker sheet, and they've done a beautiful job on the sticker sheet. They feel maybe a little bit slicker than Close to My Hearts were, but they feel the same thickness wise. And you've got lots of great stickers for scrapbooking, but you could use some of these on your cards as well. Then here's where our two-tone cardstock comes into play. So check that out. So it has a white core in it, so if you tear it or sand it, you'll see that white core. I think this is Old Olive. I am not sure what color. Maybe this is Petal Pink. And then I think that is that, what did I mention? I'm not that familiar with this color, but I think it's Crushed Curry. So this is what comes in the workshop kit. And then you've got your White Willow, which was close to my heart's White Daisy. I think there's 2 sheets of that in this particular one. Just gonna lay these back in here. And then you get these punch outs. So love these. When you flip them over, it'll actually tell you what project they go to. Yes, it comes with the instructions. So Stampin' Up! Prints these for you, and they're included inside the kit. So this is very similar to what I do with my scrapbooking kits as well. Like my Season of Elegance one I shared earlier. All right, so I'll punch here in a minute. We'll get everything prepped. So you've got 2 sheets of punch outs for this. You've got your placeholders. So if you don't know what photos you want to use, then you can include these in your pages until you're ready to put photos on it. So we've got 3x3s, 3x4s, a couple of 3x3s stuck there, a 4x4, and 4x6s. So those are all the sizes of photos you'll need for all the pages. I'll set those up there. And then I'm so excited that I did get a couple, I think these, let me look. Yeah, these are part of the combo pack, I think. So I'm going to stick those over there. If I need to pull them out, I will. For some reason, I stuck it all in there together at some point. All right, so these are like wood chipboard pieces. They're white on the back, but they're pretty thick. So they're die cut pieces. So we'll use some of those as well. I'll be curious to see what we have left over. And then that's just the back explaining everything that's, well, it doesn't really explain it. It just says Autumn to Remember Scrapbooking Workshop Kit. It does give you the coordinating colors in there if you can read it. My 54-year-old eyes aren't doing too well with that. So I'll set this aside. Let's do our cutting real quick, and then we'll punch out our pieces that we need. And let me get situated here so you can see what I'm doing. Move that over a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. I'll keep an eye on. 1 second. Dogs and cats are going in and out. I'm going to shut that back door. All right, let me know, too, if the audio is okay. All last week, I had issues with audio. I reset my router and restarted my computer, made sure my phone was on Wi-Fi. That might have been the problem, but I'm not sure. Okay, so when we're looking at this diagram, you'll see where it says 1C, 2C, over here 3B. So the 1 is for layout 1, the 2 is for layout 2, 3 is for layout 3. So I'm only going to cut the pieces for 1. Normally I would go through and cut all these pieces, but not today. So I'm just doing the 1. So I'll just go through these papers and cut everything that has a 1 on it. And then those will be the pieces. So this will take a few minutes, but it'll give you a visual of how I do it. So let's start with, and you'll also want to notice the pattern, the direction of the paper as well. So see how the trees are going this way, but over here, they're going up and down. This side, I don't know that it matters too much. And then one other thing, see that little asterisk by the 1C? That means the back of the paper. Okay, but we're going, when you cut this, like these two pieces would be this pattern, and then this piece is going to be this pattern when you put it up. So since I'm only cutting 1C, I'll just leave this over here, then I am going to flip it. Actually, I'm going to do it like this. We'll just do it like it shows. And then I'll flip this paper over. So I just need a 3.5 by 10 inch piece. So I'm going to cut 3.5 right here. And okay, I'm going to flip it over. I'm just making sure I don't need my score blade. So 3.5 by 10. And once I get going in this, we'll work through it real quick. So right now, these are my scraps, okay? I'm just gonna make a scrap pile over off on my desk. And then this piece is the one that I'll be using for the page, okay? And then I'm gonna go over here to this one. And actually, I'm trying to decide. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut into all the paper just in case I wanna go back and use and cut these other ones later. But like I said, pretty sure I'm going to be using this paper differently for the rest of the week. So what scraps? This is another 3.5 by 10. I totally could have cut it out of that other sheet, but I'm trying to decide. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it out of the other sheet. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm just cutting. I do this on card workshops sometimes, just FYI. I don't think it really matters because I'm looking at they're upside down, sideways, and so this side's more random. So 3.5 inches. So if you're wanting to create all the pages, then cut them in the order that they're shown here. So I hope I'm not confusing y'all, but again, I'm just going to do page 1 today. All right, so I can set that aside. So that's all the ones on this pattern. I don't have to do any for that one. So one of these will definitely be set aside. And the other one, I want the trees like this. Can you see the trees are going horizontal, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then I need 2 pieces out of here. 4.5 by 10. Good morning, Renee. Hello, Kim. So 4.5. I'm just making sure. Yep. I'm going to turn it and cut it at 10. Set it aside. And then this piece will be at 5. Let me move it over here so y'all can see it. There we go, sorry. So I'm doing these 2 pieces right here. So I'm going to cut at 5. And then this piece is that scrap. It's kind of going backwards from how I use my trimmer, FYI, too. So you'll notice I do mine upside down. And then I'm going to cut at 7.25. All right, and so I should have these 2 pieces right here, which I do. Okay, and then let's go over here. We need this pattern. We want, these look like kind of like little arrows or wheat. I don't know, it could be several things. Maybe wheat. That's that Cajun craze. All right, so 1B, I'm going to cut at 4. I could see how I'm just going to do it like this, not to confuse everybody. I'm going to cut it at 4. So it shows your first cut here. I'm going to cut 2 of those. This is a scrap because it's for 2E. This one is 10.5 inches, and it's going to actually be this green. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Both of these are going to be green, and they're both 4 by 10.5. So I'm going to have lots of good scraps I can use throughout the rest of the week. All right, and this second one, position the same way with that wheat kind of going up like that. We're going to do these two 3.5 and 3.5. And then I got to cut them both down to 10. Okay, at 10. All right, probably need some cardstock. Let's see what we need. All right, we're using this as our background, some of that exclusive pattern, but it's going to be 11.5 by 11.5. So I just need to cut, I'm going to cut 1/2 inch that way. Put that in my scrap. I'm going to rotate it one time, like 1/2 turn, 1/4 of a turn. I just wrote 90 degrees, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to have to set that over to this other side since it's a big piece. Same thing with this, 11.5, because these are 12 by 12 pieces of paper. And then I'm just measuring over here 1/2 inch. And then that gives me two 11.5 by 11.5 pieces. And nothing on here, so all of this is for other projects. And then that's it. No white willow. And then we'll flip over here to how to assemble. Looks like our bases are going to be this old olive, and it's going to be the light side of old olive. And so here's all our pieces of our cut paper. Let me get that up. A little bit more. Okay, so these are our pieces. And I think all of this is for the other projects I'm going to set aside. So now we need to grab our punch out pieces that are labeled here. Let me flip those around so you can see them. I was kind of looking. There are some of one here. What was that? There was a little piece that popped out. Okay, that was for project 2, so I'll set that aside. So I just got to punch out all these pieces. So while I'm doing that, I'm just punching out project 1 pieces. Let me know if have you ever scrapbooked? Hello, Laura. Good morning. Oh, actually he's not. He might be outside right now. Every time the dog goes out, he wants to go out now into the backyard. So he's not pestering me today or helping me. All right, so on this sheet, I think that's all I need. So I can set that aside. So let's see, some pretty fun arrows. And then I know I need this really big piece right here. You need to be careful right here because it's just barely tacked on there. Pull it gently. They fall out. Sometimes they just fall out, but sometimes they don't. Okay, and then I'm going to punch out this middle circle, and then we'll see what we need out of it. So isn't this so cool that all this is already pre-cut for you. I love it. Makes all this come together so nicely. All right, there might be some pieces inside of there that are supposed to, yeah, come out too. So there'll be some scraps. Just gently pull on those. I think there's one right there. And I'm still on the back side, but I think this is white. Yeah, it's just a white die cut. But you'll have to go through here and pull out these extra little pieces. And you might could save those and use them on another project in different ways. Not sure. Because you have all of these pieces. I probably won't. I'll have good intentions and then I'll never use them. Anyone else do that? And I'm trying to get better about not saving every single little scrap. Oops. You can see once you lay it down, there's even more to punch out. Try to get all that done so then when we go to assemble, it's going to come together super quick and easy. That's what it makes. The prep is probably the longest. But actually assembling, okay, I got to look on this way to see which ones I need. The actual assembly is super simple. So if you had no distractions, I guess it was just that one piece. All the rest of these can be used on the other pages. We've got a long tag here. There. 3, 2, there's not a lot. There's that. So I'm guessing we're going to use a few stickers. All right, so I think that's it for the punch outs. Right there. I'm going to put most of this like right up here until I need it. This piece I'll set over here with my paper. And let's get to it. Make sure I have everything where I need it. I'm going to start by putting my, okay, here's a tip. I'm going to have to do this because I have a real problem taking that and covering it up with that whole sheet, okay? That's a lot of wasted paper here. And this is precious right now because it is our two-tone cardstock that we don't have in every color or like packs of 10, 12. I think they're packs of 10. So I'm gonna, let me show you what I do. You may have seen me do it on some previous ones, but if not, I'm gonna gut the inside of this piece right here. And since I just need like a 1-inch border going all the way around here. So I'm gonna measure it 1 inch. I'm gonna take my blade and I'm gonna put it at 1 inch right here. And I'm gonna push it up to the 11. So I'm leaving a 1-inch border, and I'm just going to do that. I'm going to rotate my paper. I can start from here and come down, stop at the 1, and you'll see I'm going to cut out this, and then I have all this paper right here I can use on another project or projects, my cards, my 8.5 by 11 page later in the week. So 11 to 1. See how it just kind of pulls out of there? So that's a scrap. And this is going to be plenty sturdy enough for me to just do it just like that once it's all glued together. So I'm going to do that on this piece as well. So if you want to conserve paper, it also helps make your scrapbooks lighter, the less paper, heavy cardstock you use. That's another reason I love that Stampin' Up has brought over the two-toned cardstock, because this is a lot lighter weight cardstock than the traditional Stampin' Up cardstock. which is like a solid core, and it's pretty heavy. It's great for card making, but a little bulky for scrapbooking. All right, scraps. So just a little FYI tip for you there. Good morning, Cynthia. Scrapbooking for 30 years. Oh yeah, that's so awesome that Stampin' Up. I'm so excited. Really has made, for me personally, this transition so much easier from close to my heart to Stampin' Up. So this is what I've been doing for 25 years at least. A little bit longer than that because I was scrapbooking before I became back then it was a dots demonstrator. Okay, so I'm just temporarily adhering my base pages, which are just these pieces, with some temporary glue dots. These are removable, and these just help that cardstock stay in place on my Versamat. As you can see, this is a product from close to my heart that I've used for years with my scrapbooking because I have the dimensions around the edges. So if you don't have one, I'm so sorry. There's probably something similar out there. Now I need my adhesive. I'm about out of, oh, there it is. My Stampin' Seal. Okay, so when I'm putting this paper on, so you can see how you've got quite a bit of real estate going around the edges there, but we only want to put adhesive right along the edge here. We don't want any back here because it's going to be exposed. So this is plenty of adhesive just to adhere it to that old olive two-toned cardstock. And we're going to adhere that, and there should be approximately 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And then I'll put that second one on. So this will build our base to work off of. So these are a couple of little extra steps that I would take gutting that out from the instructions. And I'm assuming that I didn't even look. I'm assuming they go up this way. We'll look at the directions here in just a minute. I think they actually are supposed to go sideways, but so if that's the case, I'm just going to pull this up. Of course they would go sideways. And then position it this way. I could turn my Versamat, but I usually like to have the zeros over here in this corner while I'm working. So again, those were just removable glue dots. They're on there just like that. And when I'm done, all I got to do is rub them off. Okay. So let's build this side over here. We're going to have to do a little bit of, I guess, fussy cutting just to create our dovetail. So I'll need my scissors. And let's figure out what pieces we need where. Okay, so those are the same. I'm going to set these over here. I think these were the same. So one goes over here, one goes over there on that page. And then this one, I'm just double checking. Pretty sure they were all similar. These two pieces were different. This one, I believe, goes over here, and this one over here. All right, so you can already see the page coming together, but let's do a little bit of dovetailing here. Our instructions, let's see, add details to a few of the wood grain die cuts with Stampin' Right markers as shown. So they were just, we'll do those at the end. You could do that ahead of time. I was kind of looking. Can just barely see it. They don't have a close-up, but I guess they did just the veins in the leaves. So I can do that with that, maybe using the early espresso. Didn't really say what color to use. And that's an optional tip. It says optional right here. So to assemble, use the light old olive cardstock as the base for the page. We did that. We attached piece A1, which is this one that I just did. Dovetail and attach B1, 1C, and 1D. So that's all these 3 pieces. So dovetailing, I don't know if you're familiar, but this is a 3.5 inch piece, so you'll want to go at like 1 3/4. I just usually eyeball it, go up about 1/2 inch, cut from one edge up to the top of that 1/2 inch. If you need to mark it with a pencil, you can pull out your ruler and do that, but I'm just going to eyeball it. And if once you do one of them, you could, of course these are different lengths. Yeah, you can't really do that, but you could take this one over here if you wanted to, if you wanted it to be the same. And then you could just cut this way as well. You could just follow that line. And now you have them both cut. All right. You could also do this. You could stack them ahead of time. So I'm giving you some options here. Okay, I'm eyeballing it. I'm not even going to measure. This was a 4 inch, I think. Just want to try to make a straight cut. If it helps you use a larger pair of scissors, you could do that. I'm going to make sure I've got them straight. So now I'm doing 2 at a time. Okay, all that's just scraps, trash. And then I might as well do this one the same way. All right. So let me know if you're new to scrapbooking. Are you new to the well, we're all new to the Stampin' Up scrapbooking workshops. But it's very familiar to those that were former close to my heart customers and makers. I love that Karen Pedersen, who was head of the art department with Close to My Heart, she came over to Stampin' Up. I worked closely with her with our workshop committee with Close to My Heart the last 2 years. And so all of this is super familiar. I even know how to create these guides. So I do mine almost exactly the same. All right, so there we have that. Now we just need to layer. We're going to layer this piece first. It's the center. Let me see what. It doesn't really tell you that. It just says attach 1B, 1C, and 1D. But if you look here, you've got to look. 1B goes down first because these two out here are overlap just a tiny bit. And so that's the green. And it's centered. So 6. And it's right on that wood grain paper. So 4 and 4. And then this one. It'll actually give you some measurements right here, like how far to come in. Like this says 3/4 of an inch. You just have to find the line that goes from the edge of the cardstock to that piece of paper. So I can line up at 3/4 of an inch right there. Get it straight up at the top. See how it overlaps right here? And then just press that down. And then same thing over here. It says 3/4 of an inch from the edge. I can look at it right up here. Make sure I got that straight. All right. And then this piece goes down. Everything's just flat, so I don't think we'll use, just looking, Stampin' Dimensionals at all. So you can see that you need very minimal supplies. Okay, so from here, let me look and see. It shows a line 2.5 inches down from the top. So 2.5 inches would be up here, like 9.5. If you go down this way, yeah, 9.5. And I'm just centering it and eyeballing it. Let's see here. Okay, I think that's pretty centered. That was piece 1E, add photo. And it says with tear and tape adhesive. Why? I don't know. Because I'm just going to use my regular adhesive that I always use. So this is at a place where I live. I live in Fredericksburg, Texas, in the Texas Hill Country, one of the most beautiful little towns in Texas. And I kind of lucked out when I met Jeff online. And he was, yeah. He's lived, his parents have lived here. They have a ranch right up the road from where we live. Anyhow, this is called Wild Seed Farms. It's just a couple of miles outside of town on Highway 290. If you ever visit Fredericksburg, you've got to go check out Wild Seed Farms. And so they do this every October-ish and decorate. It's a like gardens, wildflowers. They have a store. They also have a little restaurant, food store. I was looking at the other picture that I had printed, but I'm not going to use. Let me see if I can find it. There it is, hiding. I was going to use this one, but decided, I mean, I could do a flip flap. Here is one of Jeff eating peach ice cream, because Fredericksburg is known for their peaches, and Wild Seed Farms has some of the best peach ice cream. So that's a really good reason to go out. All right, we're going to finish this side first. I think next, let's see, embellish with die cuts. Embellish with die cuts. Prepared wood grain die cuts and stickers. Attach smaller embellishments with mini glue dots. So I have some of my mini glue dots here if I need them. And then really from here, we're just going to follow what it shows. So this, I'm going to use my silicone mat, and I'm just going to put a little adhesive, I guess, in a few places around this circle. You could use your liquid glue if you wanted to, but I found if I just use my tape adhesive on my silicone mat, then I don't waste much of it. All right, and you can position it exactly how they have it there, or, I mean, it doesn't really matter. You just turn it however you want. It's going to overlap all the corners a little bit, and just trying to make sure I kind of, before I push it down, might could come down just a tiny bit. So just like a 1/8 of an inch or so from that pattern paper up there. And then just kind of let it lay. And you can put some more adhesive around if you need to or want to. All right, next we need a few of these. There's a yellow one, maybe all of these. There's a yellow one up here. There's a green one. See what else I got. Then there's, oops, it goes this way. So we'll adhere these down. I'm going to grab my silicone mat just to make it easier to. All right, so we're just going to kind of tack these on and follow along with the photo. All right. So did anyone share if they were new? Are you new to scrapbooking this way? Or scrapbooking at all? Are you considering scrapbooking now that Stampin' Up has scrapbook products? So we should have even more coming out at the first of the year, so that'll be fun. All right, let me see if any more of these. I think this goes over here. I think this must go on this page. And then this one, I think, goes over here along with that tag. But I'm just going to do it like it shows. You could use your dimensional elements some on these if you wanted to. So just like that. Then we need some stickers. Let's see what stickers they have. Actually, this might go right up here. So Golden Leaves and Autumn Breeze. That's one. And then there's a little snail here. I guess you can write the date. I think that's it. Just keep kind of looking around the page. So this is going to go centered right down here. And if you see another sticker that you prefer, you could totally do that. Let's see if I can get that centered. Centered and straight. I'm just going to barely tack this on because I'm going to have to pull it off later to journal. Or it'll be hard to journal over top of that. All right, so that's it on that. I might come back when we're done with a couple of dots that aren't included in here, like adhesive dots. All right, so let's jump over here real quick. We'll flip our page so we can complete this one. All right, so we got all that cut already, which is awesome. So we can put these pieces down just like we did. That one's going to go out there, so it's just mirrored. This one's going to go down first. Hello, Paula. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for joining me. How do we obtain the large circles? Die or buying them separately? Everything that I'm using right now comes inside the Autumn to Remember Scrapbooking Workshop kit. So that's the only way you can get it. Now, if you wanted to create some yourself, you could find them on Cricut Design Space. But this particular one, all the dies, the punch outs, everything comes inside the kit. Everything's online. I actually linked the Scrapbooking Workshop kit in the description of this video. So you can probably scroll down and click on that link and it'll take you to it so you can see everything that's included. You're welcome. All right, 3/4 of an inch on both sides. All right, and I think I got it straight. And then this piece, want to make sure your trees are going the right direction. I was just double checking over here. And this is going to center right in between on the banners. And it's telling me to come down at 2.5 inches. So it's the same place that we put this one. And then I just need to see if I can get it straight. I think that's good. I can go ahead and adhere my photos. So I have a photo where it says very clearly the Wild Seed Farms up there. And see how by printing my photos with a white border, these are going to pop off the page really nice. And I'm looking at my photos too, since this one I'm kind of facing, and this way I'm going to put it on the outside. And this is where you could add some of our flip flaps if you wanted to put more photos on here, but I'm good with just this. I know I've probably scrapbooked some of these photos are similar to these already, and so I'll just share a different story or take on it. I don't know if you can see in the picture back here, but there are the wildflowers. So they have fields outside full of wildflowers here at Wild Seed Farms. Again, I'm going to just barely tack this on so I can pull it off to do my journaling. And it's going to come down a little bit. It doesn't really have measurements, so I'm just going to center it around here. And then we have stickers. Oh, we got to come back and do our chipboard. We'll do that at the end with our other embellishments in a minute. So don't let me forget that. I'm going to see. So this piece is going to go down here. So we're going to use this sticker as the title, Leaves Abound from All Around. So if you're familiar with Texas, most of Texas, we really don't have a fall here with lots of gorgeous leaves everywhere. Now, we do have cedar bushes and some pine bushes a little bit, along with our live oak trees here. And you can drive like from here to Kerrville, and you get a little bit of fall color. You can see it in the hills, but not a lot. All right, so this is I'm going to center this right under the photos. I'm going to center it right under the photos, and it's showing pushed over that way just a tiny bit, but okay. And then we have some, let's see here. I think it's these right here. Some of these. There's that one. Okay, we've got this tag. Then there's some mushrooms right here, a little tag. I stick them on my hand as I'm looking for them. And then this right here. So that's what's all under here. Then that's a punch out. So let's build this up real quick. So I think that goes right down here. Just going to put it right up against there. This overlaps just a tiny bit, like up here. And then this one, I think it tucks under there just a little bit. Kind of like, could maybe get it a little bit closer. So it could kind of be like a little tag too. And then this piece, again, I didn't use any Stampin' Dimensionals on here. It overlaps just a tiny bit, like right there. Okay, so there's your title, or part of your title. We also can put this autumn title up here. But actually I'll just eyeball it. Okay, I'm going to start with the A. And it's going to start like right about here. See if I can get this straight. between looking at the screen, maybe that'll help me get it straight. If you have like a T ruler, I have one, but I'm not going to grab it. I'm just going to eyeball it. All right, and M and N. I was looking to see, I think there's one other, there's a little good times here. That might be it for our stickers. Oh, there is, nope, I see some more stickers I got to do. I'll show them to show you where they go in just a second, because I need to put them on both pages. All right. Can't tell if my camera may be tilted just a tiny bit. Okay, and then this piece goes right up here. Center it. Okay, and then we're gonna need to do these right here, but let me do these other stickers real quick, because we have some border stickers down here. They look really thick compared to what's on there. Let me read. They just look thicker than what's on the page. But let me see. It doesn't say anything about cutting them in half. So I guess I'm just going to stick them right here on the bottom. I'm also making sure that that's the right sticker. Give me a second. Let me look at the other samples. Okay, I think we're good. The prototype and this might be a little different. I still feel like something is not right. One second. Looking at my other papers, my other punch outs. I guess that's it. We're gonna have to trim it. It doesn't actually tell you to do that though. So I'm just looking. I'm gonna have to trim it like right there. And I don't know if I got it very straight, but you could have cut this down the center, but it is a 12. So before I stick it down, I would recommend like cutting off ½ inch. You could turn it this way if you wanted to. Okay. That's a little tricky. You just kind of have to figure that out yourself, I think. That really does look a little bit different. So, but maybe not. It's hard to tell because you can't zoom in on it. You want to go like this. Okay, now we just need to do these. And again, I did say, I think I might dig out some of our new dots just to add a little bit of extra to it. Because I followed it completely. All right, so over here, we'll start over here. We'll need probably this. I see where they use some of the different colors now. Maybe one of these. Along with like a triangle tree. Then we've got either one of these I think will work. And you want to punch these out carefully too. They kind of come out like the paper die cuts. That's going to go up here. And since I don't have those colors that they recommended, I'm not going to do the optional part. These you can use glue dots, but you can also just use your adhesive. Tinier pieces, maybe use glue dots if you wanted to. That's going to overlap this one just a tiny bit. And because of that, you might want to use some dimensionals. So maybe I'll put one on the back of there. And you can use the dimensionals throughout here, anywhere you want, if you just want to add a little extra something. But since that's overlapping, it needs a dimensional really. And then here, I'm just going to grab my silicone and just add my adhesive like that. And it goes right up here, pointing to the autumn. And there's all that. What do we need over here? We need, oops, let me flip this over back to, we need maybe one like this. It's gonna go like right there. There's like some maple leaves. There's one, little one, I think, along with, I don't know what all these leaves are. Probably that one. What kind they all are. Maple or red oak. This reminds me of a red oak leaf. There's another one of these. It's going to kind of go like that. And another maple or red oak. I think that's it. So again, we can just adhere these randomly around here. So just kind of leaves floating in the air. And if you want to add some more detail to them, that's totally your call. If you want to get those, use some markers you have on hand that coordinate, or get those Stampin' Rights that are optional, recommended as a optional technique in here. And that one. All right, so pretty much that page is done. The pages are done. But just real quick, I'm gonna see, I'm trying to remember what kit. I think I don't even know if it's one of the, I'm going through my stash here. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure I have the ones that I was thinking of, but let me look and see. I've got all my embellishments here. This is how I keep them. I thought I had the ones that I was thinking of, but maybe I don't. Maybe I haven't ordered them. Well, darn. I saw someone else use them, and I was like, oh, I'll use some of those too, but I don't remember what they go to. They have some of these same colors in it. Let me look in the catalog real quick. I'm going to look in here and flip through here real quick. It's not those. Those would work, though, nicely. I don't think it was those. Though some of those would work. Okay, maybe. It's these. I don't think I've gotten these. I haven't gotten them yet. So I haven't gotten this collection, Splendid Autumn. So any of this would work, like the ribbon. These are woven golden leaves that you could put on these pages. And then the gems, the faux glass. Yeah, pretty sure I didn't get any of that yet. So darn it, thought I did. But okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. And then when I'm ready, I'll order some of those pieces of that collection and add to here probably. So I thank you for joining me for my Autumn to Remember Scrapbooking Workshop. So I created the first layout featured on here just like that. So you can see kind of it's exactly the same for the most part, except for this part just seemed a little bit thicker to me, but that'd be the only difference. All right, so thanks for joining me for Make It Monday, Scrapbooking Made Easy. And if you have any questions about this workshop kit is linked in the description, so you can just click on that. It'll take you right to my website if you want to grab it. And then also, don't forget about let me see if I can figure out what I did with the page. I also have my own scrapbooking workshop that I put together for the Season of Elegance that is featured in the mini catalog. So we got the mini catalog and the scrapbooking brochure to choose from, along with our annual catalog and lots of online exclusives on the website. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you Wednesday for Story and Sketch at 10 a.m. Central Time, and we will create an 8.5 by 11 page using what I have left over of this kit. So have a great day. See y'all soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Lisa. I missed you. Thanks, Debbie.